Bitcoin is seriously heating up right now in the crypto markets, and guys, just look at this, $41,000 Bitcoin. Like, I'm actually scratching my head. We're only like $27,000 away from that all-time high, and in this particular climate, in this market, $27,000 doesn't really seem like that much now. Like for Bitcoin to actually achieve a 27k pump from here, it doesn't really feel like it's going to require that much effort in contrast to what it did before, because I don't think this is nowhere near the top right now. I'm not calling for $1 million Bitcoin and all that nonsense, but I do think 150k ish will be the top at the, the top of the next cycle. But I don't think we will be seeing that all-time high at all very soon. And I'm just going to show you where I think we are in the markets. Do I think we're going to see a 45k Bitcoin soon? Because it's not off the cards. We are consolidating around this 42k level. If we consolidate here, we might get the next leg up to $45,000. We have something coming up very soon, which we didn't have last year, or even around the last time we saw Bitcoin at the all-time high of 69k. That is Bitcoin ETF approvals, but also the Bitcoin halving in April or May that I think a lot of people are forgetting about. So look at this, $818 billion now for cryptocurrency. Well, Bitcoin, the overall cap here, the market cap of the entire crypto space is looking outrageous. Over the last month, over $200 billion injected to crypto. That's 200 billion. We're now looking at a 1.52 trillion valuation. I think by the bull run at the top, we're going to see a 7 to 10 trillion market valuation. Now, we are getting greedy. The markets are getting hot. So if you can't handle volatility and emotions and FOMO, then maybe crypto is still a bit of a wild west for you. But you're going to get used to it one day. Your first cycle, it's always the hardest one, and then it just kind of get easier and easier. Kind of like, relationships. As you go through them, they just get a bit easier, you would think, right? Now, fear and greed, we're looking good. We're not in extreme greed yet. That usually happens in the crypto bull run, because we're not in a bull run, guys. I'm going to show you now what I think and where I think we are, and how a correction is still very, very possible. So the overall markets are looking good. We've got some altcoins pumping quite a lot. Casper, is that Casper? Audi, CFX, CSS, Sand, STX, Peppercoin. So there are a few coins that are pumping quite outrageously. Remember, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that subscribe button down below. Come say hi in the Jacob Crypto Clan Discord as well. Now, BLX chart. This is where things, I like to look at this chart on a logarithmic view. And if we do go to our logarithmic view, we can see we're nowhere near now. We're nowhere near the undervaluation phase. We're sitting in a fair value. If someone came up to me and said, should I put all my money into Bitcoin right now? I'd be like, no, you absolute plonker, because the time to do that was a year ago, 1 year ago, when we were in extreme fear. So this is what really gets me. This actually does get me, and it almost pisses me off. Mind my language. Now, why would you not buy down here, where you're in extreme fear, where smart money's accumulating, enterprises are accumulating, the media, the narrative is spun to say Bitcoin is a scam again? Why would you not buy here, where the point of maximum financial risk is at the bottom? And also, the downside potential for Bitcoin is, guess what, also minuscule. It's much lower. If Bitcoin is already oversold this much and the fear is that much, then the downside potential is low, right? It's lower than when you're overbought in these euphoric stages where the price hammers down. You get those big sell-offs for a long period of time. Now, we are seeing the overbought, euphoric, greedy, euphoria all over again, right? We're seeing the same thing. So people that bought down here are now holding up here. So from a sentimental analysis point of view, they've bought in extreme fear. They've held from 16k to 42k to where we are now, but we're in an overbought RSI. We're in a greedy market, and we're not even in a true bull run yet, and we're seeing these overbought indicators. So this is not the time to be withdrawing your savings and just dumping a load of money into cryptocurrency, because you had the opportunity. You had the opportunity in October 2018. You had the opportunity in February 2020. You had the opportunity in March 2022 with COVID, which was, a great opportunity to be buying cryptocurrency. So why would you be FOMOing in now if the time to FOMO in was actually at the bottom here? And that's when I do my accumulation. My rule number one for Bitcoin, I do not buy unless it is sub 40 RSI on the weekly time frame. Don't care about the daily because this is going to show it's overbought anyway. You could, possibly make some good buys on the extreme oversold, like sub 20 RSI or sub 30 RSI. But if you're looking to be a true hodler, do not buy Bitcoin when it's overbought. It's just not worth it. You're getting less Bitcoin for every dollar you spend. You can see that we're moving away from the green ribbon here, which is our logarithmic range. So sorry to drift on. So green on logarithmic equals buy, red on logarithmic equals sell. If you're going to put like a 101 dummy guide to how to sell Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin, that is what I would tell a noob, right? To just use that simple tools. Now we can see, look at this, week after week, green candles, 3, 6, 7, 8 green candles in a row. That is bullish. Now that is very, very bullish. How many more green candles can we truly print until we see the next red one? We've not had 8 weekly green candles for as long as I can remember. In fact, I don't think we've had them ever. This is ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've not had 8 green candles in a row for over 3 years. This is the most bullish price action I've ever seen for Bitcoin. If you just want to look at it from a constant trajectory point of view, an uptrend, we had 2, 4, 6, 8. We had this in June 2017, guys. Then we saw a bit of a sell-off, about a 30% correction. So yeah, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting. If this prints its 9th green candle on the weekly, I don't know if this has ever happened in Bitcoin history. It's really, really crazy. We can see 200 week moving average on the heat map. We are surfing away from the red line as well. Another indicator that helps you buy Bitcoin when it's looking undervalued. Again, this supports that November 2022, December 2022 was the best time to be buying into Bitcoin, not today. So these heat maps, these moving averages, these logarithmic regression charts really help us find out what's going to happen next in from a long-term point of view. But we are overbought, guys, so that's bearish, right? From my point of view. Now, $45,000 would be a humongous milestone, and at this rate, I think it could even perhaps be possible. Huge green candles, right? Huge pump out, huge breakout. There's no correction yet. Lots of euphoria in the markets. Now, we can quickly look at this chart here because I want to show you where I think we are again from a relative strength index point of view. If we go back to, let's just move this up a little bit so we can see our RSI. If we go back to 2017 December, you can see we're overbought on this weekly RSI. What happened is crypto corrected. The price came down to $3,794 from 20K. And then we actually got this huge pump. It was not a true bull run though. This was in 2019 because we actually corrected massively. But you can see the RSI, it did go from a massively overbought 90 RSI, came down to that buy zone. It went back up to 80 RSI. Then it came back down for its true bull run a whole year later. So actually, look, you go red, orange, blue. So blue is like your time to buy sort of thing. Now, what I'm seeing here is something a little bit similar, and actually I've got my lines a bit wrong, so I am going to move them. I'm going to move them very quickly, just so we can go orange here, and then you got blue. Look, blue right here. Now we're going to go back to our red. I'm just going to show you this cycle that I think is occurring. We have red, orange, blue again. So you can see, really, even just looking here, that the RSI came down, it went up. Now we're seeing a big RSI, right? We've got a larger RSI. We had it in April 2023, but now we're seeing the overbought RSI. But if you compare this RSI to the previous one, we always get a sell-off. If you look at the red here, there was a sell-off. We have this red RSI, we got the sell-off, it came down. The RSI came down again. Now we're seeing a red RSI, we're at the orange stage. So I think we might come down on the RSI again. For some reason, I just don't feel like, I mean, if we did see a 95 weekly RSI for Bitcoin, that would tell me that we've pretty much hit the top, in my honest opinion. I don't know how we're going to get to a 95 RSI on the weekly without hitting the all-time high for Bitcoin. So I do think we could see a correction, guys, potentially to 36, if not even $30,000 again. But if this doesn't happen and the Bitcoin bulls do keep winning, yeah, we can actually see 48K happen. We can even see $50,000 happen or $45,000 happen. So we've got to look for these numbers. Moving away from the actual technicals on the price action, and not really just looking at these patterns as such. Even though everything is looking rather bullish, I mean, look at this, more craziness for Bitcoin. Look at that, we've got an ascending channel. So guys, it's happening. We are seeing a lot of bullishness. There is a bearish RSI here, there's a bearish divergence on the RSI, but that means nothing right now. The markets are so hot, the greed is so hot that it's just nullifying any bearish technical analysis. All the bears here in the market are just getting absolutely wrecked. Anyone going short is getting absolutely wrecked, but there will soon be a time to go short in these markets. So yeah, feeling pretty interested to know what's going to happen in these markets. I think just look at the RSIs, look at the data. You know, before we had in 2020, the RSI was high, it came down, it pumped, but the price did not hit an all-time high. It did reflect back to an overbought zone. So I do think that we might just see, you know, a sell-off soon. I don't know if this is just like a New Year pump coming up, a Christmas whale, you know, Christmas sell-off to buy yachts and mansions and shit, but it's hard to say, right? Now, if you're also a trader out there looking for trading signals, make sure you check out the Jacob Crypto Bury Patreon. The link is down below. We have over 400 patrons now, which is absolutely fantastic. Over 400 patrons. If you want to unlock 500 plus, that's right, 500, I'm just going to say it, 500 trading signals. I can't believe we actually, you know, have this capacity and resource to do it, but we do. They're all in the Discord. So what you do is you become a patron, you unlock all the things you see on screen right here, and when you join the Discord, the Jacob Crypto Clan Discord, which is linked down below, do join, come say hi, we will talk to you, say hi and all that. Yeah, you will unlock all the premium benefits for the different packages that you see here on screen. So Bitcoin is very interesting right now. $45,000 is still on the cards. It does frustrate me when people join the markets this late, but it's a lesson to learn, and also, you know, something to remember next time, again, because we're not going to see a 16k Bitcoin most likely ever again. Look for those oversold RSIs. Look for the 200-week moving average on the heat map. Use your logarithmic regression chart on the BLX chart on TradingView, and these will help you pinpoint those, you know, the psychology of a market cycle, right? It's basically breaking down human behavior, printing it on a chart, because that's exactly what Fear and Greed Index is. That's what Google Trends is when you type in Bitcoin. It's a reflection of human behavior. That's why the price of Bitcoin and Google Trends search volume is so pinned together, because it is a reflection of greed, it's a reflection of human consumption and consumer behavioral patterns, if you want to call it that. And that is what it is. So it's very interesting, and we will see Bitcoin go crazy. I think we are due a correction. Not sure when, not sure how much. Overbought, absolutely. Markets greedy, yes. Are they risky? Yes, they are. Anyways, hopefully see you soon, guys. Subscribe if you're new here, that helps so much. Like, comment, and let me know what sort of videos you want to see coming up on the channel. See you soon. Jacob Crypto Bury out. Peace.